Last one, number 2. Projectile is fired directly upward from the ground with an initial velocity of 112. So that's our v sub 0. Since it's coming from the ground, our initial height is 0. So s of t equals negative 16 t squared. Remember, we got 1/2 times negative 32 acceleration due to gravity, plus 112 times t, plus 0, because we're starting from the ground. So that's our equation. Part A asks us to find the velocity of the projectile at t equals 2 and t equals 4. Each of those, we're just taking the limit of the difference quotient at 2 and then limit of difference quotient at 4. I'm just going to do the one at 2 for this one. So limit as h approaches 0 of s of 2 plus h minus s of 2 all over h. So let's actually work this one out. We've got limit as h approaches 0, 2 plus h, we're putting in for t, negative 16 times 2 plus h squared, plus 112 times 2 plus h, all over h. And we still have that minus s of 2. So if we were to put 2 in here, 2 squared is 4, so times negative 16, negative 64, plus 2 times 112 is 224. We add those up and we get 160. So we're subtracting 160 at the end here. So we've got a little simplifying to do. We have negative 16 times 4 plus 4h plus h squared. Remember, we're taking 2 plus h times 2 plus h. We have to distribute that, not just squaring the 2 and squaring the h. Here we can distribute, we get 224 plus 112h and minus 160 all over h. Now we need to distribute that negative 16. We get negative 64 minus 64h minus 16h squared plus 224 plus 112h minus 160 all over h. Remember, this is the point where if your constant terms don't cancel out, it did something wrong. So if we look at our constant terms, those three do add up to 0. We can combine these like terms, and we've got negative 16h squared plus 64h. Well, actually, not 64h, sorry. Negative 64 plus 112. So we get plus 48h all over h. So now we can take an h out of the top. Actually, we could take out negative 16h times h plus 3 all over h. Our h's cancel out. So we're left with limit as h approaches 0 of negative 16 times h plus 3. Now we can use direct substitution. So we end up getting negative 48. Alright, scratch that. I'm getting a little tired here. I made a mistake. We factor out that negative here. This should be a minus 3. So when we put in 0, we get negative 3 times negative 16 gives us positive 48. And we're talking velocity here. It's going to be feet per second. Now, if we were going to find the velocity at t equals 4, we do the same thing, only it's going to be 4 plus h in here minus s of 4. I'm not going to have to do that right now. Part B, when does the projectile hit the ground? Remember, it hits the ground when the final height, s of t, equals 0. So we're just setting this whole thing equal to 0. and it's just a matter of solving for t there. And last part, find the velocity the instant it strikes the ground. Once we know what this time is, we're just doing the difference quotient, limit of the difference quotient at that time. Alright, that's it for notes. So now you're going to have some time, hopefully, to get started on your homework, which is the worksheet on 2.1. I will also try, I think I have some videos on the worksheet, so I will try to post those, but these videos will also be on the website if you want to look back at them and get caught up. So I will see you guys on Wednesday.